Hello everyone, I am Ishani Sharma, and today we will be discussing deception. Specifically, if we can detect deception using a universal linguistic phenomenon, disfluencies. Spontaneous speech is riddled with disfluencies. They manifest in the form of silent and felt pauses, repairs, repetitions, and syllable lengthening. They reflect the difficulties experienced by the speaker during the process of language production, ranging from planning delays and structural complexities to lexical phonological difficulties or changes in discourse. The varying forms and reasons behind disfluencies provide insights into the cognition that underpins production. Now, the process of lying can be effortful. It requires the speaker to repress truthful information, construct an alternative with details and perspective, and execute the lie. As a consequence, deception would affect both the production process and vocal behavior. Literature exists that claims changes in the vocal pitch are cues to deception. But can disfluencies effectively detect deception? In recent years, a connection has been established between deception and disfluencies, particularly with the use of a type of filled pause. However, this type of investigation has yet to be observed to date in a language like Hindi. Over two experiments, we investigated whether disfluency patterns differ between truth telling and lying in Hindi speakers and whether the motivation to lie alters these patterns. Experiment 1 involved a narrative task in which a group of four friends would each narrate a story, choosing whether to tell a true story or lie, unbeknownst to the others. The audience would each be given four questions to decide whether the story was true or not. Two participants chose to lie, and we analyzed two others who told the truth to compare across different groups. Observations revealed higher disfluency rates in truth tellers than in liars. The average fill pause rate was over three times higher in truth tellers, while the silent pause rate was only slightly higher in liars, contradicting the assumption that lying increases disfluencies in a purely descriptive manner from the four observations. Also, the audience's perception of the lies was incorrect for both. Based on this, we investigated a different type of deception using a false opinion paradigm task in experiment 2 with a within subjects design, where each participant expressed an opinion that conflicted with the existing beliefs and another that aligned with the belief system. Unlike experiment 1, where the motivation to lie was intrinsic and volitional, in this experiment the speaker was compelled to lie and speak in alignment with a belief that was not their own. The topics were based on prompts from a pre task questionnaire regarding relevant social issues with strong agreement and disagreement rankings. The participants were first instructed to speak on a topic against their belief by being convincing to the experimenter before speaking in favor of their belief on another topic. This was to ensure that disfluencies were produced in the elicitations in the against condition and that elicitations in the for condition were produced in a less stressful manner. We explored the effects of gender and condition on felt pauses, the most frequently occurring disfluencies, by fitting a linear mixed effects model with participants as a random intercept to study the rate of felt pauses. The felt pause rate was significantly lower in the for condition compared to the against condition, demonstrating greater fluency when supporting our statement. Now, based on our observations from experiment 1, we know that the filled pause rate was higher in truth tellers. We see here that that is not the case for experiment 2. The filled pauses were not indicative of deception, and therefore we looked into prosody. We fitted a linear mixed effects model with participants as a random intercept to look at the mean pitch. As expected, gender was a strong predictor of mean pitch, irrespective of condition. We fitted a third linear mixed effects model with participants as a random intercept to look at the rate of though as one of the most frequently occurring lexical fillers. We hypothesized that specific discourse markers are strategically used to maintain fluency in spontaneous speech. The use of the discourse marker though was influenced by gender, with males producing fewer thoughs than females in the against condition. Additionally, marginal effects were observed for condition and the interaction between gender and condition, suggesting the condition dependent differences between genders, which warrants further study. Now, between the two experiments, we observed that speakers use more filled pauses or disfluencies in situations that require more processing and inhibition. The false opinion paradigm does not resemble a naturalistic lie as seen in experiment 1. We also note that disfluencies tend to occur in particular syntactic positions within speech, such as phrase and clause boundaries. Disfluencies do not occur inside phrases, which indicates a phrasal scope of planning in Hindi. Thank you so much for joining me.